Hello. Hello there, and how are you? My name is Karen Kane, sometimes known as KK or otherwise known as KK. What is going on? It is Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. Some people call it Hump Day, but those are usually the people who don't like what they're doing, which is actually brings us to a great topic of tonight. 3 powerful decision making tips. Hello. So, number one, and I know you guys can't see this because it's chalk, but I will read them to you. One, ask yourself, are you doing it for yourself? 100%. Are you 100% doing it for yourself? Or are you asking people for their opinion? Are you having other people kind of influence your decision? I did that my whole life. Well, not my whole life because I've been oh, did I just make you join? No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Sorry, I got confused. I am multi-streaming. If you are here, give me a shout out. Let me know if you can hear me okay. This is a different setup I have going on tonight. So let me know if it's working and how it sounds. I am usually at my desk with a totally different setup. So I'm trying something different. I like to stand. I like to move when I talk, and I become a little bit more expressive when I am communicating, and I get a little bit more passionate about topics. So do me a favor, if you're on YouTube right now, if you like my content and you enjoy what I have to offer, take a second to just click the subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. I actually go live a lot, and you might ask me why. Like, why do I do that? And I multi-stream. The reason why I do it is because it allows me to really practice speaking in public. You know, it is kind of a form of speaking in public. So anyway, also real quick, I am thinking about switching and going by my nickname, KK. So that's one thing that you guys could definitely, be on the lookout for. And I won't ask your opinion. You know why? Because it's really up to me. And that's what this whole entire live is about. The other thing that I wanted to let you know is I am planning on doing a Wednesday night live or upload, one or the other for sure, but it most likely should be a live unless for some reason I'm out of town. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that will be a regular thing. If you are not following me on YouTube, that's going to be more of what I'm talking about when I'm saying the regular Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, let's go live together experience. So if you want that live experience where you can chat it up and, we can communicate, awesome. Okay. I'm building community. I want you guys to be part, and I want to get to know you better and on a deeper level and be able to, discuss what's going on with you and get different conversations happening on the lives. So ask yourself, are you doing it 100% for yourself or not? Because if you're not, why would you? Okay, so that was my whole life, just so you know. There is a great book. It's called The Power of Decision. If anyone wants to read up a little bit more about decision making, it's by Raymond Charles Barker. It is on a spiritual take on things. I was actually just looking up the reviews, and people were kind of like, if they weren't expecting that just from the audio, that little clip, then I think they didn't like it. But it is definitely a spiritual based concept of decision making. So let's go to number 2. Number 2, a powerful decision-making tip. Meditate on that. Meditate when you are under the decision making, if you're in a decision making process and you're unsure about what way to go, meditate or sit in silence and breathe. Sit in silence or meditate on the decision. Number 2. No, that was number 2. Number 3. If there's action involved, ask yourself, how will I feel if I don't take the action? How will I feel if I don't take the action? Because regret is basically the worst thing that you could ever have, in my opinion. Doesn't it feel yucky to regret not doing something? Because 1, maybe you listened to somebody else, outside influence. Number 2, it was a little scary and you didn't follow your gut. You followed your mind and your ego that was protecting you from taking that decision or that action. And number 3, what does it feel like? That regret. What does it feel like? It feels shitty, man. Regret sucks. It really, it's just not a great feeling. So those are the 3 tips. Let's talk about just a couple things that, are involved with decision making. And I always share my story with you guys because it's my story and it is my opinion. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I share my stories because you know what? I know where I was and I know where I am now. And where I am now is I do things for myself. Even if it involves someone I love. And that's really hard. It really is hard. But if it doesn't feel right inside of you, then you have to live with that uncomfortable feeling. Or perhaps I'm going to go into relationships. Because you know what? Relationships are really like one of the biggest things in our lives. Our relationships. So what if you're in a relationship and they're honestly just not even treating you that great? What if they're not? Or what if they make judgment on you? Or make you feel like you're kind of less than? How does that feel? It feels yucky. And so say we're in this relationship, how much do we take? What is it worth to stay in that relationship and deal with someone else's bullshit, judgment, their mistreatment? What is it worth you to stay in that situation? Or what might happen if you stand in your truth and stand in your power and do what you feel is right for you and makes you feel good on the inside? There's nothing worse than making a decision that doesn't feel right. Like a gut feeling. I have this gut feeling. We hear that all the time. I have this gut feeling. So what do? Do you follow your gut feeling, or do you wimp out because you're scared and your ego's like telling you all these lies to protect you? The what ifs, the what ifs, the what ifs. You know what? You'll never know if you don't do it. And if you don't do it, then you might have that regret. And you might be living not the best life you could ever be living. You might be settling. You might be settling. Now, it's funny because recently I've been analyzing my past relationships, and both of them were without a father when they grew up, mostly, and they both acted similar ways when things got a little like rocky. And I learned a little bit from the first relationship, but I was just newly in recovery, so I didn't really know how to handle it. And I also was dealing with a lot of things with not drinking and basically like changing my life. And so then this last relationship, I had no idea how like similar they were until that one ended. But that one ended. I kept kind of like going back to it and thinking that it'll change, or that won't happen again. And the last time things got a little weird and like things kept repeating the same kind of like recurring incidences and patterns. The last time around, I was strong enough to not take it, to stand up for myself, to speak my truth, and to let go, and to know that I'm worthy. And so I'm just sharing this with you guys because I know a lot of us stay in relationships that are not serving us, not serving us. And so what is what's the decision going to be? No decision and stay where we are, and we're not fully aligned with ourselves, and we're not living our truth, and we're not really happy, and we're doing things that maybe don't serve us? Or are we ready to take action and know that the universe always has your back? Everything is always happening for us. Which brings me to, this past relationship. As soon as like that, as soon as like he ghosted me and said, I'm not talking to you. I'm not going to talk to you. As soon as that happened, I I'm such a like empathic, compassionate person. And I wanted to work through that. So I didn't stop texting and whatnot, which now I learned that I have my own issues to work through, and everything is all me. I have no blame. And, but what I did learn was that there were red flags in the very beginning. And I chose to keep going with that relationship multiple times. And I chose that. I accepted that. That was all on me. And so it happened for me, because I'll tell you what, I won't make I won't make the same decisions and the same moves when it comes to the next relationship, because I saw it in two different people. Because we are given things that we are meant to heal. And so I didn't heal from the first one. And then the second one, I kept repeating that pattern. And that finally, it took me to take that leap or a couple leaps to really be truthful and to stand for my self-worth, my values, my core values, integrity, my, who I am and what I will allow in my life today, which is so much different than what I would have allowed, say, 6.5 years ago when I was not sober like I am today. And so we have the choice. We have choices all the time. We have the choice to create the life of our dreams by taking action and to have that belief in ourselves and in the universe, God. We can do whatever we want and be whoever we want to be. And that is our birthright. And that is our truth. And so, what's the saying? Don't allow anybody to mess with your inner peace. It's up to us to choose and to decide, how do we want to live? Who do we want to be? Who do we allow to come into our life? Who do we let go of? Decision is powerful. Decision is powerful. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this content, take a second to click the subscribe button so you'll be notified when I go live or upload a new video. I will be going live most likely every Wednesday on YouTube, building community, making deeper connections, and lifting up our vibration, consciousness, and who we are, getting in touch with who we really are, and becoming empowered. Thank you so much for being here. KK here, Coach Karen, signing off. Have a great night. Take care. I can't find the broadcast.